Moin Leute, herzlich willkommen und wir spielen heute mal was ganz Neues. Titanic VR, aber wir haben die Intensiv Education Learn Through Experiments angeblich. Ich mache Musik aus. So, angeblich soll das ja Dings sein. Warte mal zurück. Wir machen mal Playback Game, New Game. Weil es ja momentan gerade so, ne, wegen den ganzen Blödsinn, was da jetzt abgelaufen ist mit dem Billig-Tauchboot, behaupte ich jetzt einfach mal. Ja, und ich dachte mir, wir spielen das jetzt hier einfach mal. Und wir April Titanic, was hat das hier schon okay an der bla. 11:40 Uhr, Titanic stuck on an iceberg and took 2 hours und 40 Minuten. Stimmt, so lange hat es gebraucht. Ja. Bottom of the Ocean until 1985. Und sie haben es genau um die Uhrzeit gefunden, wo es untergegangen ist. Und ich hoffe, es funktioniert. Na komm schon. Es geht los. Ich habe die Qualität vergessen einzustellen. Ich habe es eigentlich auf... Kann losgehen?
Alright, I've reached the seabed. Can't see much.
You're still a couple of 100 meters out, and back to manual control. Shall we run an equipment test?
Ja.
Sure, let's do this by the book.
Alright, let's run through the submersible controls. If you hold down the F key or the center mouse wheel, a control diagram will appear in front of you. You can operate the submersible using these controls on your keyboard and mouse.
Okay.
You can move the submersible forward, back, left and right using the W, S, A and D keys. To make the submersible ascend, press the Shift key. To descend, press the Control key. You can rotate the submersible left and right using the Q and E keys.
Great. How do I interact with objects?
You can look around in the submersible by holding and dragging the right mouse button. When you look at an object you can interact with, a green circle will appear. To interact, just look at the object and left-click to use. If you ever get stuck, just hold down the F key or the center mouse wheel again to bring up the controls diagram.
Will do.
Right, now we'll move on to the map and missions. You'll see in the middle of the console in front of you is a map. It shows your current location as a blue pointer at the bottom of the screen. As you approach the wreck, it will slowly appear on the map. The yellow icon is your current goal location, so you know where you should be heading. I'll update the map and your goal locations as we go through contracts.
Right.
The screen just to the left of the console displays the mission log. It shows your current goal task. So if you aren't sure what you should be doing or looking for, check the mission log and map for more information.
Marker's been placed.
You can head towards the bow. Okay, you'd better place a marker before we head too far. Interact with the button next to the map to place one.
Achso, nein. Ich glaube, wir fahren mal vorwärts. Ja, mein Englisch ist halt auch nicht das Beste, ne, sage ich jetzt mal ehrlich. Aber ich weiß schon, was ich machen soll. So, wir gehen mal weiter runter, glaube ich. Hier sind Fische. Ah!
Right. I should get my lights ready now that I'm getting close to the bow.
You can control the movement of the sub's lights by using the directional keys on your keyboard. To turn the spotlights on and off, interact with the button in front of the lever.
Ah. So, wir gehen jetzt mal höher. Ich finde das so gut gemacht.
Whoa.
There's something you don't see every day.
She's a beauty.
Oh oh, ich gehe mal hoch. Alter. Fuck. Hammer, ne? Sieht das cool aus, oder was? Ich finde... Alter. Warte mal, ich geh mal dichter.
Okay, first things first. We've got a contract with the Titanic Society to place their commemorative plaque on the forecastle deck. Get yourself into position.
Alright.
Keine Zeit, Alter. Ich will gucken, Alter. Sieht das schick aus. Oder? Hammer. Stell dir mal vor, Alter, das ist alles.
Coming up to it now.
You'll need the Predator for this task.
Ah, the ROV.
Yep, courtesy of Flight Avionics and the latest in augmented reality technology. If you look up, you'll find a set of VR goggles and a control panel. To deploy the ROV, the controls to maneuver the Predator are the same as the submersible. Make your way over to the plaques already laying on the deck, and remember that the range is only up to 15 meters. The advantage of driving without an umbilical.
Ja, ja.
Is there any way to boost the signal?
Yeah, but we need to upgrade the deep-sea transmitter, and they don't come cheap. The generosity of our sponsors and UNS funding only goes so far. If we complete these contract jobs, we might just be able to afford some upgrades.
What happens if I go out of range?
The automatic recall kicks in. ROV comes straight back to the sub.
I'm here.
Great. The plaque we're placing is in the Predator's inventory. You can access it through the menu.
Ah, how do I open the menu?
You can open the menu by pressing and releasing the info button. While in the menu, you can check your map and mission log and access the inventory. To interact with items in the inventory, use the laser pointer to highlight the item and left-click to select.
Okay, I'll place the plaque down on top of the flashing beacon.
Warte mal ganz kurz. Ja, interessiert mich gerade gar nicht, muss ich ehrlich zugeben. Hier ist die Steuerung, hoch und runter. Move. Achso, ich glaube mal, pass mal auf. Das. Nein. Ah. Leertaste. Ah, okay, ich gehe mal dichter ran. So. So, ich weiß, ich mein, wenn, ne, oh, ich glaube, ich kann kotzen. Ich gehe aber mal jede Taste durch. Hier ist Licht. schön. Das ist normal. Normalerweise müsste ich doch... Da war ein Hai. Nee, doch nicht. So. Place to clean on Forest Castle. Ja, würde ich gerne machen. Interact und drop Item. Würde ich gerne machen. Menu pressing, blah 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 blah. But we need to upgrade with deep sea transmitter and they don't come cheap. Okay. We're pressing and info button when you can check your map. Laserpointer. Ach, ihr seid doch alle behindert, Alter. Was ich schön finde an diesem Ding, das geht mir so auf den Sack. Wir müssen hier hin, wir müssen das machen. Aber wie soll ich das rausholen, wenn das nicht funktioniert, was ich machen will? Oh, jetzt bin ich wieder zurückgegangen. Ich Trottel. Hä? Ah, okay. Na komm schon. Ich will mir doch nur das Wrack angucken, Alter. Was habe ich euch getan? Oh, jetzt habe ich schon wieder Leertaste gedrückt. Ich Trottel. So. Ja. Interact Drop Item. So. Ich guck einfach mal, interessiert mich jetzt gerade gar nicht.
Just remember what I said about these new ROVs. The range is only up to 15 meters.
Ja, ist ja gut. Ich finde das so zum Kotzen gerade, ne? Ich will doch nur spielen. Jennifer. Aha. Penkin. Okay. Machen wir mal weg. Dann können wir das mal ein bisschen besser sehen. Lynch Family, okay. Eileen. Aha. Ich glaube, es sind noch 4. Ja, ich glaube mal, das sind jetzt nicht die echten. Die gestorben sind, sage ich jetzt mal, aber okay. So, pass auf. Ich habe hier alles gedrückt. Alles. Ne? Ich habe das Item aufgemacht, so wie es da steht. Ich kann keinen Laserpointer benutzen, gar nichts. Verarsch mich nicht. Oh, Alter, ich glaube, ich werde verrückt.
I'll take a photograph with the onboard camera for the society.
Great idea. They'll appreciate that. You can access the camera through the ROV inventory. Open up the menu again and select the camera icon from the inventory screen.
Total bescheuert gemacht, Alter.
Done. I'll head back to Sedna.
No need. Just press the escape key. This is the return button.
So.
Now you're back in the sub. Recall the ROV by pressing the button next to the ROV goggles. It's above you on the right.
Where
Yeah.
to now?
Hull breach on E-deck. I'll mark it on your map.
We're heading for his cabin, right?
That's right. Eyewitness testimony said Henderson kept a journal. It should tell us more about his activities on the final night.
So eine
I
Pisse.
presume I'm looking for some kind of trunk.
Henderson had a briefcase listed on the manifest. With any luck, it's still in his room.
Ah, ich muss höher. Ja, ist ja gut. Oh, Alter, geh mir nicht um den Sack. Ich soll an die Seite gehen wahrscheinlich. Ich finde das Schiff so faszinierend.
Dr. Lynch,
Oh,
Yeah?
was?
why are we doing this?
$45,000 a day at sea.
No, I know, but that just about covers the costs of the expedition. I meant, like, why are we taking this job in particular?
Well, put it this way. Why do you think she hired us?
Because we're academics?
Yes, but more specifically, we respect the history. It would have been cheaper for our sponsor to just hire a salvage team.
And why do you agree to take it?
Funding like this comes once in a blue moon, and I wanted to see her up close.
Sieht schick aus, ne? Oh, ich muss mal weiter weg. Da ist irgendwas. Okay, stopp. Was ich jetzt machen werde ist, ich werde das Teil wieder rausholen. Stopp. Ach da.
This breach is from the impact with the ocean floor. Anything in here is going to be messy.
I'll keep my eyes peeled.
It's towards the top of the breach. Look for the flashing beacon. I really hope his briefcase is there.
Ah, I found a briefcase. I just need to pick it up by holding down either the left or the right mouse button to interact.
Was mache ich denn da?
WJH. I think this is it.
Well, that's lucky. Are you going to open it?
No, not here. Assuming there's anything intact in there, it'll start degrading as soon as I open the case. I'll have to bring it back to the lab before we can take a peek.
Okay, you should put the briefcase in the Predator's storage then. Just open and close the menu again by pressing and releasing the info button. The briefcase will appear in the ROV's inventory as a selectable item, and you'll have your hands free again.
Right. If this is the last task for today, I'll head back to the lab now.
Yep, just return to the submersible and you can head up from there. I can't wait to see what's inside.
Und jetzt? So, ich mache jetzt mal das.
Let's get you to the surface. Activate the autopilot and get comfortable.
Ich möchte mir die Titanic weiter angucken. Alter. So lang.
Alright, I'll see you in about 2 hours.
Was? Das war's schon? Och, Leute. Oh, ich dachte jetzt, wir können auch ein bisschen gucken. Das ist so eine Scheiße. Aber es macht schon Spaß. Aber aller Anfang ist schwer, ich weiß. Aber trotzdem muss das sein. Ich glaube, ich bin viel zu laut wieder. Es macht Laune. Und ich glaube, die nächste Mission machen wir demnächst mal. Ich werde jetzt noch ein bisschen zocken. Was anderes. Oh, ich habe Schluck auf, ne? Oh. Wir sind jetzt hier. Erschreckt mich doch nicht.
Whoa, looks to be in good condition.
Well, let's get this cleaned up. It's ready for drying in the acetone bath. This journal is pretty special. The pages seem to be a fabric paper blend. These banknotes are delicate and will need a good rinsing in the desalination bath. Then we can treat them in the fungicide to keep them clean before freeze drying them.
Kann ich das benutzen?
It's come up great.
Geld.
Looks like a receipt for a telegraph sent on the night of April 14th.
That's strange. I haven't found any reference to one being sent. I wonder what it said.
We can check with our sponsor when she calls. We could also search the first-class purser's office tomorrow, see if we can find the record book. Passengers placed and paid for their telegraph messages at the purser's office, and the record book would give us confirmation the telegraph message was organized.
We could also check the Marconi room to check if the message survived. Telegraphs were put into canisters before being sent through the pneumatic tubes, and it's possible that... Here's our sponsor. We can tell her the news.
Hi, team. How are you both?
Hi,
Oh,
Gillian.
Mann.
We're doing great.
We just finished cleaning the artifacts we found today. We managed to access Henderson's cabin and retrieve his briefcase.
Wonderful.
Inside we found his journal, a few personal items still in good condition. One interesting item is a receipt for a telegraph sent on the night of the sinking.
Oh, that is interesting. I didn't know William sent a message.
That's what we thought.
It's possible it wasn't sent, and that it's still in either the purser's office or the Marconi room. We're thinking our next dive should be to explore these rooms.
I know teams have searched the Marconi room before, but I didn't think the purser's purser's office was accessible.
Yeah, up till now it's been off limits due to the size of ROVs, but ours is small enough to access it. We're hoping we might find the purser's record book, with the message listed.
As for the Marconi room, other dives have shown most of the furniture is deteriorated, but the telegraph canisters might have survived.
Sounds plausible. Let me know if you find anything. I'd love to see the message he sent. I've only the letters from Southampton.
I noticed something odd in his journal. On the 14th he mentions carrying some special package, but I'm sure he didn't have anything reported in the manifest. Do you have any idea what it could be?
Well, in his last letter, he wrote about returning home with a present for my great-grandmother. I'll do a bit of research on my end. I can check over the manifest again to see if we missed anything.
Great, we'll let you know if we find anything tomorrow. I'm sending over photos of the items we found today.
Thanks, I really appreciate the regular updates. It's making writing much easier. We'll talk again soon.
Well, shall we call it a day?
Not quite.
Man,
Gillian was
it's-
kind enough to order in a stronger transmitter for our ROV. We'll need to fit it before the dive tomorrow. Otherwise, we won't be able to reach the purser's office.
I'll get on it now then.
It's waiting for you over there.
Thanks.
Gut. So, was noch? Da ist nichts drin, das Geld geht nicht mehr. Boah, was ist denn hier los? So. Okay.
I need to replace the transmitter in the ROV with the one on the table next to it. The instructions for replacement are on the posters behind the ROV rack, and I can access the lower sections of the ROV by lifting the rack bar up.
Wo kommt der hin?
I need to replace the transmitter in the ROV with the one on the table next to it. I need to lift the black hood to place the transmitter, then lift the bar up to put the sample container in the storage compartment.
Container, bla 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 bla. Aha. So ein Scheiß, Alter.
She's all ready to go for tomorrow.
Cool. I'll see you in the morning then.
Okay, Leute, das war's für heute. Ich habe keinen Bock mehr. Es ist schon ein bisschen anstrengend. Natürlich, ja, mein Englisch ist halt nicht das Beste und trotzdem geht mir das auf den Sack. Also ich weiß schon, was ich machen soll. Aber,
Radio
Naja.
check, Wilson.
Coming in nice and clear, Dr. Lynch.
Great. First up is the purser's office on C deck, correct?
Correct. To access it, you'll need to head down through the hole where the forward grand staircase was. I'll mark it on your map.
The C deck is pretty compressed from what I've heard.
Yeah, the impact with the sea floor bent most of the supporting pillars, so they're struggling with the weight of the floors above.
With the rate of decay increasing, it won't be long before it all collapses. I'm glad we've had a chance to come down here and see it for ourselves, before all this becomes inaccessible.
so, aber... Das war's für heute.
And she was sinking fast then.
Und wir sehen uns bei der nächsten Folge. Ich hoffe, es hat euch Spaß gemacht und... Ja, ich würde sagen, das war's für heute. Okay, wir werden uns beim nächsten Mal sehen und macht einen Daumen hoch, wenn ihr Bock habt. Ihr wisst, was ich meine, so wie letztes Mal. Bis dann und auf Wiedersehen. Ciao.